Welcome to the show, y'all. Welcome to the show, and also welcome to 2016. I'm your host, James. Alongside me always is Mr. 2016 himself.
I'm Andy.
He is Andy. We have a big show for you today, so come with us on this journey as we all become legend of the nerds. Today, Andy, we have some stuff to go over. I can see we have a lot of movies in front of us because we have a lot of movies coming out that we're all excited about.
Exactly.
But first, we got to talk a little wrestling news because recently another big-time player got put on the injured list. Just went through some elbow surgery, right?
Exactly. One of my all-time favorites, John Cena, just went through shoulder surgery. I think this past Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere around there. But it's a big blow to the company. One of
another one hits the injured bug,
exactly.
Huh?
I don't want to call him the baby face, but he's the man for the company, and
he's the face of the company.
He's not going to be there for their number one show, WrestleMania 32.
That makes how many people are not going to be at WrestleMania this year?
Geez. Well, it depends. We don't know if Orton will come back by then.
Yeah, because Orton's still on the list right now.
Orton is. Cesaro is. His tag team partner, Tyson Kidd, is.
Cesaro is on the list,
Cesaro's on the list, too.
I like Cesaro, man. He's good.
I know. Well, him and Tyson together, amazing tag team.
Mm-hmm.
But they're out. Cena now won't be at Mania, which is a huge blow.
Yeah. So that's a lot of people so far. A lot of guys, like a lot of main eventers almost right out there.
Exactly.
So now we got to push some people.
And the other one too, I totally forgot about. He's not on injured reserve yet, but Dean Ambrose. He's been nursing an arm, something in his arm, elbow, shoulder, somewhere around there. He's been nursing an injury too. So.
Think it's a gimmick?
I don't think. No, it's not. It's not. He's actually been seeing the doctor and everything. Was just took a bad fall, and he's just been nursing it. So we'll see down the road.
Probably off a ladder or something, huh?
Probably something like that. But we'll see where that goes. That'll be a big blow too. The IC champ.
Yeah. Well, speaking of all the injuries, it's going to really take effect on the Royal Rumble match because apparently on a Raw, Triple H came out, or not Triple H, but Vince McMahon himself came out. The man himself came out and introduced a new kind of Royal Rumble gimmick snippets match thing, right?
Something like that.
What's going on there?
Well, basically, if you haven't watched Raw, which we usually do, you had Vince being the special guest referee for the world title match, but Roman wins. The things Roman's been doing, he's becoming the new Stone Cold Steve Austin, almost, where he's spearing and Superman punching Vince and Triple H.
Okay.
Being the it's all about me game kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Vince basically told him, fine, it's all about you. The Royal Rumble's all about that one person winning. Why don't you put your title up in the Rumble match? It's one versus all. So Roman's got to put his title up in the match.
Did Vince ask him to do this, or
no? This is a demand.
To do this, or he's like, "You're doing this.
You're doing this kind of thing.
You're doing this."
Because he Superman punches him at the end of the match, so he goes kind of balling out of the ring and everything. Wins the title match. Then Vince basically says, "This is what I'm going to do," because they want Roman to lose the title.
Right.
So they're going to try to screw him over as much as they can.
They are really pushing Roman, huh?
He's becoming the new face of this company.
They are getting him over, and he's staying over. And you know what the term "over" means, right?
Yeah.
In wrestling terms, for the folks at home, being over isn't. It's like the guy that's like always there. He has the highest sales and merchandise, and he's the one that really puts people in the seats.
And the thing is, too, we even saw before when they were trying to push him, where fans were still booing him and cheering him kind of thing. It's actually worked in their favor, kind of like screwing him over title after title after title before he actually won the title, because now everyone's getting onto his side. Everyone cheers for him, especially with him turning kind of to be this rebel almost,
right,
like the new Stone Cold Steve Austin, basically.
Mm. Well, here's a good example. A couple years ago, they tried to put Ryback as the face, teaming him up with Cena. Cena's giving a big push, but for some reason, Ryback just didn't get over. You know, he had fans, but he just wasn't there.
The problem with Ryback was he really didn't have the mic skills like Roman does.
It's true.
Look at the family Roman comes from. I mean,
Yeah.
The Rock is his cousin.
Yeah.
It was a great guy to learn from right there.
Of course.
So, but yeah, like we were saying, the match normally, whoever wins the Rumble becomes the number one
Gets a
contender
free ticket
to
to
WrestleMania.
headline WrestleMania.
But now, I mean, this is even better. You win, you are the champ. You become the champ. So there's a good possibility you'll go into WrestleMania as the champion because there's only one pay-per-view.
How do you think it's going to affect WrestleMania? You think it's going to affect it all?
Well-
Now you got to battle for that one spot again.
I think we all have our speculations who's going to win, the storyline, how it's going to go play out.
Why don't you tell me how do you think it's going to
Well, this is how I see the storyline. Is yes, it's nearly impossible to go into the Rumble. We don't even know where Roman will be in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
He could come in at 1. He could come in at number 30. You never know.
True.
Me personally, I see him winning the whole thing again for the second year in a row. He's going to go to WrestleMania, and that's where we're going to see the Triple H versus Roman Reigns match that everybody's been dying to see.
Do you think Triple H is going to want the title?
I don't even think he really wants the title thing. It's kind of like the Daniel Bryan situation from a year ago or 2 years ago, where they don't want Daniel Bryan to be the champion, so Triple H puts himself in a match to make sure Daniel Bryan doesn't become champion.
So you think it's a repeat storyline?
It's basically.
Okay.
I think they're thinking people aren't going to have it on their minds because it was 2 years ago. So, but a lot of people want to see the whole Roman Reigns versus Triple H match.
It would be a good match.
So,
It definitely would be a good match. But there's a little rumor that a certain movie star is coming to town, either for the Rumble or for WrestleMania.
yes, Rock. If you're a big time wrestling fan like you and I are, Rock on his Instagram sent out a little
Yep.
Instagram trailer.
I'm surprised you saw that too.
Saying that he will be at WrestleMania 32, but we don't know if it's in a match or if it's in a just a promo kind of thing. Some people are speculating that if Triple H doesn't have a match with Roman, that it's going to be
Some sort of interference in that match.
well, what they think it's going to be is Rock teaming with Ronda Rousey to face Triple H and Stephanie.
Ooh, I like that.
So
I like that.
Ronda's not the champion anymore in UFC, so she's got some time on her hands.
She does have time in her hands. I like that. That's a good one.
So maybe we see Ronda.
Look at you.
I'm the
Nice.
little investigative reporter here. The Legend of Nerds investigative reporter.
Yeah, that could happen. I'm not sure if Roman is going to hold on to the title.
No,
I say because we have some new people coming into town.
we do, but I want to say before that, if he doesn't win the title, because we always have our predictions, who's going to win the Rumble, not the obvious ones, but who our second chance kind of guessers are, and I'm going Dolph Ziggler.
Ooh.
He's kind of turning
the
heel.
Ziggles.
He's kind of going back towards the heel version a little bit. And
Okay.
when has Ziggler won his 2 championships? When he was a heel.
This is true.
Because he's kind of super kicking everybody just out of nowheres, kind of saying it's all about me and everything. So we might see a
Kind
heel.
of excited now.
we
You got
might-
me, get me all excited.
We might see a heel
me all
Ziggler come
excited.
the Rumble.
What about Daniel Bryan? Think he's going to show up in the match?
Oh God, no.
No?
I personally think we are unfortunately not going to see
Past
Daniel.
him, huh?
I don't think we're going to see Daniel
Past
Bryan
him.
anymore. What we'll see from him is just doing a couple promos here and there. I see that shoulder injury
Mm-hmm.
bothering him too much.
So you pulling out you think Ziggler's going to win the Rumble match.
Yeah, besides, my number one's Roman, but my number
Here,
two is Ziggler.
I'm going to throw one out for you now, okay?
Okay.
Because this is in there. I see Jeff Hardy coming back
That'd be
and
great.
taking it.
That would be great.
That's what I see taking it.
Problem is, he's still with TNA right now.
He is actually not resigning.
No, I know he's not, and Kurt's not either. But with TNA moving to their new station on TV, they had, because usually TNA's been months and months behind, but debuting on this new channel, they had a live edition, which is
Wasn't
rare.
Storm there?
Which is, yes, Beer Money is back together.
Oh, no.
But that's where I'm like, so that tells you how far behind they were when they
Yeah.
were on their old station.
Yep.
They were at like half a year behind, because we all saw Storm in NXT.
Yeah, we do have Storm.
And so Storm came back to TNA. He's him and Rude are beer money again, which is great. And Jeff, why I say Jeff's there is because Jeff did a promo with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Jeff has stated he wants to come back before he retires, and
He wants to be retired in the WWE.
yeah, wants to final match be him and the Dudleys.
Yep.
So,
I heard that too. Yep. I heard Kurt Angle's gonna be back in WWE.
Yeah, he's on right now a farewell tour in TNA.
All right.
Doing his final matches in TNA.
Fair enough for him. That's good.
Things he wants to finish up facing against some guys. So
That sounds like all fun stuff. I think when's the one match? We have 3 weeks away.
yeah, January 24th.
Okay. Yep. So actually, only 4 days away from this tape comes out. When that comes out? 4 days away.
We're not January. We're not at January.
No. What month are we in?
We're in January.
I have no idea.
But we're January 11th right now.
Right now, but when this show airs, it'll be the 20th, right?
That's true. Somewhere around
We're
there.
like 4 days away.
Still, not that far away.
All right. So yeah.
So we have to-
So we covered the injured list. We got the new gimmick thing on the Rumble. We got a little WrestleMania talk.
Yep, we got some new signings though to talk about,
The new signings.
which I'm really excited about.
Signings. There you
I'm
go.
really excited about this.
I am. I'm really excited about this because this is going to actually add a brand new faction, maybe, that we know about, but some of the WWE stars may not know about.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, this guy we're talking about, how phenomenal is he?
It's phenomenal.
If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, if you haven't watched wrestling, then you're definitely living under a rock when we talk about phenomenal. And what we're talking about is the phenomenal AJ Styles has officially signed with WWE from Japan, and he's bringing along some of his Bullet Club members.
The Bullet Club is a fantastic faction coming from Japan, and one of their members already left to come to WWE. Been there for a little bit.
He's the NXT champion right now.
NXT champion.
And that's Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, man. This guy is phenomenal too.
Oh, amazing. If no one is, even if you're a wrestling fan, but you're not too much.
You're a casual wrestling fan.
Well, even if you're a wrestling fan like we are, some people don't watch the Japan stuff because it is hard to watch. But the Bullet Club, the only way I can describe the Bullet Club is imagine D-Generation X or the NWO of U.S. wrestling.
I would say more NWO than anything.
Yeah, but that's how big of what I'm trying to say is that's how big of a faction the Bullet Club is in Japan. And for WWE to sign them and bring them over here, I cannot wait. But I'm just excited because AJ Styles is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. I mean, if I have my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, AJ Styles is on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got Mount Rushmore as your top 4 guys of all time. He's on mine. So, I mean...
And very well he should be.
He's up there. So, and the thing is, they're saying they have like 4 or 5 spots in the Rumble that have been confirmed, but they're not linking who they are yet. So that's getting a lot of people thinking, are we seeing AJ in a couple weeks at the Rumble?
I think we're going to. I don't think he's going to win, though.
Well, I don't think he's going to win.
I think it's going to be way
but
too obvious.
how big of a pop is that going to be at the Rumble?
Yeah.
And what I want to see is I don't want his Bullet Club music or back in TNA when he was kind of this dark AJ. I want to hear the Get Ready to Fly music.
I'm not sure if TNA owns that rights to that song, though.
It'd be awesome, though.
It would be nice.
Because if he does show up, people know he's coming, but they just don't know when it's going to be. When he steps foot in a WWE ring, it's going to be amazing. Just like when Joe came over and joined NXT.
He had new music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a King
Godzilla
Kong,
kind of,
Godzilla,
yeah.
King Kong kind of
Yeah.
music. Yeah. So that's just a few of the big stellar
So
news blocks
we got a
that
good
are
Rumble, I
happening.
think. We got a good Rumble coming up.
Yep.
Big and nice one. Well, that's it for the wrestling talk. Let's get anything else.
That's it.
Let's go on to the main event of our show.
Mhm.
And that would be 2016's comic book movie releases.
Yeah, the superhero, super villain movies.
The superheroes and villain stuff, yep.
Yep.
So let's jump right into it. Next month, February 12th, we got some Deadpool coming out.
With this movie, we talked about it even on when we were at Comic-Con.
Mhm.
How big all of a sudden Deadpool has gotten, and with people cosplaying as him, and
It's been a huge cosplay as Deadpool. Huge.
do you think that? I mean, this is where I'm thinking is it because we've been anticipating this movie for years that's why so many people are so excited? Like, I'm not wicked excited about this movie as I was 4 years ago when we thought it was going to come out.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking maybe that's why people are so excited, because we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this movie.
This is probably one of the movies that I'm not really super stoked about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Deadpool has a cool history, but unless they do it the right way, it's not going to make any sense at all. Because Deadpool is from a faction in the comic world.
Yeah.
You know, he's Weapon X Factory, you know, so if they don't bring anything along with just a Deadpool standalone movie, they better have a heck of a lot of history about how he became Deadpool first, so people don't get lost. I mean,
I think watching and reading from what I've looked up about this movie, I think they are going to show how he becomes Deadpool, because my problem is too, it's where all these comic book movies, why I hate different studios owning different rights to them, storylines all get mixed up here and there, where you're going to have a lot of people thinking this Deadpool is related to the first Wolverine movie, and he's not.
No. Same studio though, right? Same studio though, right?
I'm not sure.
I think it's both Sony.
Could be. For some reason I thought it was Fox that had this Deadpool, but I could be wrong.
Either way, I mean, if it's Fox, it's already failed.
Exactly. I mean, how we see Deadpool get his powers, I think, in Wolverine is totally false.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, didn't even know about Deadpool at all.
Yeah. So this Deadpool, from what I read, is he's like dying or something, and he gets an experimental drug.
It could be that way, yeah. I mean, I don't really know the history of Deadpool. I wasn't a Deadpool fan growing up at all, by any means. I mean, all I know is that he likes Mexican food, and he talks a lot.
The best thing I think they could have done was cast Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
You think so?
I'm a fan of, if we portrayed him earlier as something, I want the same actor, even though it's totally a different storyline. Plus, like I always say, a character, if you're portraying a character they do something, I want my actor to be doing the same thing. And to me, Ryan Reynolds, from every character he's played, is this really cocky guy. And what is Deadpool? That's what he is.
Well, you know me, I love Ryan Reynolds. One of my all-time favorites. I'm not sure how excited I am seeing him do this part, unless he's got a lot of lines in this movie. If he doesn't have a lot of lines, like all the Deadpool kind of like lines, I'm not excited about it.
I think he does, because when we first watched the very first trailer, he's constantly talking as he's killing everybody.
Yeah. But I know part of X-Men show up in it. Colossus is in the movie.
From what I've read...
but it's not the same Colossus from the X-Men movies.
No. From what I read, though, it's supposed to tie in with Apocalypse, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah. No, sorry. Gambit, I think, is supposed to tie into Apocalypse. Sorry, my bad. It's Gambit that's supposed to tie into Apocalypse.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it'd be great seeing Colossus, yeah, but then they, like you said, they switched it up, and it's not even the same guy who's played Colossus in all the X-Men movies. So that's my biggest thing about hero movies, is I want to see the same thing.
Rating 1 through 10 about how I'm excited seeing this movie, I would give it like a 4.
Same here.
I'm not so excited. I'm not going around to see it.
I'm not even halfway excited. I will see it.
I definitely will see it, but
I love watching all the superhero movies. But like you said, I'm not going to be the first day going to watch it.
My issue is that he's not a hero. You know, so
it's not really a villain either.
He's not really a villain either, but there's really not that like good guy versus bad guy kind of movie. It's like, who do you root for in this kind of movie? You know, it's like, yay, he is killing people. Why am I rooting for this? So I just don't know how the movie's gonna play out. You know, so I'm not gonna see it in the theaters. I'll definitely see it when it's on DVD, Blu-ray.
I see it making a lot though.
You think
we've
so?
seen it everywhere. There's a lot of people that are going gung-ho for this movie.
I'm just afraid it's going to end up like Fantastic Four. Or should I say, Fantastic Flop.
Hey, that movie comes out, I think, tomorrow I can rent it, and I'm renting it. I really want to see Fantastic Four.
I don't really want to see it. I mean, I'm going to probably watch it, but before the movie came in theaters, I told everyone the movie's going to fail.
And let me just say this, because I didn't reply when you posted this. To everybody who goes onto our Facebook page, he posted about saying hooray that Fantastic Four 2 isn't being made right now. I didn't. I want to see the movie. So.
That's because you got no taste in movies.
Hey.
But I digress. So, any more about Deadpool?
No.
Let's move on. March 25th, we're looking at a little
big one.
Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice.
I will go see this in theaters.
Yes, I'm going to go see this in theaters.
I am not waiting.
I think so.
We've talked about this in so many other shows in last year in 2015. And rightfully so, because this is supposed to be DC's Avengers, kind of.
Working up to it.
So I'm really excited, but we all know I was excited over Man of Steel, and I don't really enjoy it. So my biggest thing is I want to see Ben. I will say this till the movie comes out. I want to see Ben Affleck as Superman. Yeah, Batman.
Dude, Batfleck is it. I'm a huge Ben Affleck fan, anyways.
So won't be the first day that I go see this movie. Probably wait a week or two.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna definitely go see it. It'll be fun to watch.
Because I mean, it's setting up for these other sequels that they want to put out here.
The CGI in it is a little rough, though.
Yeah.
A little rough.
I just want to see the whole fight between Superman Batman thing.
I'm interested in that. I'm also interested in how Wonder Woman fits into all of it.
Especially where she's going to show up. I think she's going to show up more than halfway through the movie, maybe like 60% of the way.
I think she's going to show up when a very amazing, sarcastic, Doomsday shows up, which is terrible. That CGI is terrible on Doomsday.
Well, it's not just that.
I'm hoping it's Doomsday because I don't know what else it could be.
It looks like Doomsday, kind of, I guess. But I don't even think is the storyline of Doomsday even that where it was
Zod.
Zod. I don't think Zod was Doomsday.
No, because I think Doomsday was just an ancient alien that got stuck in the middle of the earth somehow. Yeah. And then LexCorp dug him out.
That you brought that up. That's one thing I want to see. I want to see Jesse Eisenberg pull off Lex Luthor.
A hairy Lex Luthor?
Well, he ends up shaving it.
He does shave it at the end, but he does have the crazy hair.
So I kind of want to see that because watching the trailers of this movie, he tries to be a funny Lex.
He does.
So I mean,
he does. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's like funny with the hair, and then when he shaves, he goes to that serious mode.
The kind of psycho.
The psycho serious mode that we all know and love Lex Luthor as.
And I mean, I already showed you earlier the little 30-second trailer with the Batmobile bouncing off Superman thing. That I thought it was hilarious.
It wouldn't happen though.
It was still funny. It's just like doing. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we've talked about this for many of shows.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be that big one, but how excited are people really?
I think a lot of people are excited. I mean, I heard Kevin Smith himself say he's super excited about it. He's not holding high hopes for it, but with Kevin Smith being such a huge Batman fan that he is, of course he's like first in line to see it.
Yeah.
So
that, and it's his boy Affleck.
For me, 1 through 10, I give it a solid 7.
I'm hoping. I would agree. 7 is reasonable. I'm really hoping for something that we say DC makes great animations.
Animations and TV shows.
But
spectacle.
There's a part of me that really is hoping this becomes a giant phenomenon like the Marvel Universe has been for
this
movies.
Is supposed to be the sequel to Man of Steel. And we all know how the Man of Steel turned out. It was all right, but there was
I give it a 5.
So many mistakes in it. And I'm sure, Zack Snyder wanted to tell a great epic story in his own mind, but I think he failed.
Yeah. So like I said, I can give it a 7, but I'm really hoping to give it that 8, maybe 8.5 kind of thing. So
if Man of Steel was any better, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm excited about this one.
Yep.
So it happens, but I don't know. I don't really know. All right, so that's it for Man of Steel. Let's move on to the next month, which is kind of a big month, we have May 6th, Captain America Civil War.
My from our nerdies, my pick of the year,
Yep.
and it was our pick for most anticipated movie of the year. They're saying it's going to topple even the Avengers in gross income.
It could be.
This movie is supposed to be Marvel's #1, and who thought just a Captain America movie, not one of the Avengers movies, would be the #1?
Oh, I could. You ever read the comic book?
I've
Civil
seen
War
bits and pieces.
was amazing. It was an amazing comic book with so much epic stuff going on in this one comic.
Could you see this movie being Marvel's #1 even before Infinity Wars comes out?
Yeah. Yeah. I read Infinity Wars. Didn't like it as much as Civil War. I like Civil War more.
The thing with Civil War is it's great because it's debuting all these new characters instead of keep jumping on the bandwagon of Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Captain America. We're going to start seeing those new characters and how they develop to get their own movies.
Yeah.
Your boy Black Panther, for instance.
So excited about that. Did you see his suit? I analyzed his suit. It looks amazing. Oh, I cannot wait to see him on the big screen.
I mean, if we can just right now go over, we have, besides the normal Avengers that we know of, Ant-Man will be there.
Yep.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
War Machine.
Yep.
Vision will be back. Scarlet Witch will be back. Black Panther. There's some others too. It's hard to go over all of them.
No, yeah, it is hard to go over them. I'm hoping they don't introduce too many at once. Maybe 3 or 4 different new ones would be fine.
Yep.
But too much, you're going to run into a DC problem.
Do you know, have you, after seeing all these trailers, any kind of scene you're looking forward to the most? Anything, or even reading of the comics hoping to see in this movie?
There's one scene in the comics where Spider-Man steps in front of an audience. For the first time ever, he demasks himself. Shows the world who he really is. I'm wondering if they're going to do this in this movie or not. Because Spider-Man does have a solo flick coming out. But then again, there is rumor of Miles Morales coming out too. If you know what that is, he is the Black Spider-Man.
Okay.
So, this could be the beginning to the end of Peter Parker. An introduction to Miles Morales, which would be really cool to see.
Which I'll add to that when we get later on to another movie I know that we have on this list, which could answer your question right there, or what you want to see with Miles. Mine, it's in the trailer. It's that epic fight that we see between Captain America and Iron Man, and then adding Bucky, the Winter Soldier, into it. That fight scene, it's just because you don't see hero versus hero.
No.
This is the one and only movie where you're actually going to get to see where the movie's not, here's your superhero, here's your supervillain.
Yeah.
That's what is going to make this movie more than epic, I can say. The one scene I am waiting for, I don't know if it's going to happen, and I've told you about this, I really think this is the end of Steve Rogers, Captain America.
So you're assuming that they're gonna kill off 2 superheroes in this movie?
Good.
I mean, I guess he may not be dead, but we saw War Machine, pretty beat up, and Tony is holding him up. He says something, so that could mean that War Machine is dead.
My whole thing is, because I've told you in the past, the old school, way back 70s kind of comics. In the Civil War, Captain America dies. Because when he turns himself over, he's walking handcuffed into the courthouse, and Crossbones, who we saw from the Winter Soldier movie, comes out, shoots him right on the steps of the courthouse.
Yeah.
And he dies right there in Iron Man's hands. And Agent 13, who we saw also in Winter Soldier, she's being mind controlled by Crossbones.
Yeah.
So with this whole thing where, can't think of his name, who plays Captain America.
Chris Evans?
Chris Evans. He's even stated that he's kind of trying to get out of doing movies and doing directing. This could be the setup for him losing his life. And in the comics, after Captain America dies, Bucky takes over as Captain America.
Right.
Bucky, there's been in the comics, Bucky has and Falcon has.
Mm-hmm.
So we could see that.
We could. It'd be a really weird twist in the movies.
But something you wouldn't think of.
I wouldn't think of, and I wouldn't expect it.
So how big would that be if it happened?
It'd be huge.
It's like the whole Star Wars thing with
It'd be
Han Solo
huge
dying.
for hardcore comic fans. It'd be huge.
Yeah.
But for the casual comic fans, they may be disappointed, and that'd be the end of those fans.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of revenue lost. That's a gamble. To do a move like that is a gamble.
But does Marvel have
The Stones?
the stones to do it? Yes, I think they do.
I think they might. I think they might.
Because we can't say yes, it's going to happen or no, it's not going to happen because really, what have we seen from Infinity Wars? All we've seen is Thanos. We haven't seen anybody else.
No?
If we saw a little bit of a trailer or something of it and it shows Steve Rogers, then I can say, okay, it's not going to happen. So we don't know.
That's true.
But this is the movie I'm giving a 10. I think it's going to be that big. I think it's going to be amazing, and I will be there day one.
Yeah,
see
I
this
think
movie.
it's a 10 on my list too.
This is one of those where, just like when we saw Avengers 1 and 2, we were there opening day for both of those movies.
Absolutely.
This is one of those where I can't wait for it to come out. I need to watch it in theaters to find out what's going to happen.
Even though you already read and spoil it for yourself.
Well, that's after it already comes out, though.
All right.
The plots, you can't read the plots when the movie hasn't come out yet.
Oh, you find a way.
I'm sorry, I had to see if Han died. And he did.
Let's move on. We have May 27th. So it's now 2 superhero movies in 1 month. We're looking at X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes.
You seem excited about this.
I am. I'm an X-Men fan.
Okay.
They're not
Singer hasn't ruined it for you yet?
they're not the greatest movies.
Because Singer ruined it for me.
Oh, well, he ruined Days of Futures Past for me. Because I was really hoping, from everything I saw, it was kind of, I thought they were going to adapt a lot of the Nickelodeon show, Wolverine and the X-Men, and they kind of did a little bit.
A little bit.
But I really wanted to see more of the Sentinels. Because even
That
in,
was a lot of people's
even in
issues.
the cartoons when we were growing up, the X-Men back in the early 90s,
Yeah,
the Sentinels were a huge thing.
of course.
So one of the huge characters in those animes and everything was Apocalypse also.
Yeah.
He was a big character. So I'm really hoping for Apocalypse to be this great character. It's the last X-Men movie in this new trilogy with First Class, Days of Futures Past,
it is
and
the
then
last one, yeah.
Apocalypse. So we'll see. I've seen in trailers where they kind of show some of the Apocalypse from the cartoons, like where he grows to like giant size and he has his hand pushing down on some guys and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know too much about this movie because they kind of lost me X-Men a long time ago. I'm not really too excited. I really enjoyed First Class. I thought maybe they had something going on here. But then Days of Futures Past came out, I was like, oh, they just lost it.
Yeah.
Then all the Wolverine movies coming out didn't tie in any other movies. Then they're trying to like sneak in the tie-in at the end of the Days of Future Past. It makes no sense. They just stop. Just stop with the X-Men movies. Stop. Give it to an actual X-Men fan who knows X-Men history, and let them do it because you're failing at this miserably. This one I give it number 2.
Like
I could care less if I never see it.
I give it a 6 on my scale,
Oof.
just because I'm so excited for it. I know people are probably thinking, "Oh, if you're so excited, how come you gave it a 6?" But it's because
It's because you're a sucker for movies.
I'm expecting something. I'm expecting something, but I know what I'm going to get. You know what you're going to get with the X-Men movies. You're going to get disappointment. You're going to think it's this, but you end up getting this.
It's really that. Exactly. Yeah.
You
It's
think
exactly
you
what it is.
think you're going to get filet mignon, and you get a pile of crap.
So what's it going to be?
You get a half-eaten burger.
It's exactly what it's going to be.
So yeah, it's a 6 for me, but it's probably going to be a 4.
All right. Here's one that we could see again, complete opposites. Because I have a lot of issues with the first one. It was cute, it was fun, but on June 3rd,
Oh,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows hits theaters.
before we do anything, It's great. He may say it sucks, but it was great. I went out and bought this day one. Nice steel case. It's my precious.
There's no reason why to CGI them. There's no reason why you had to do that. You know, they could have just gotten 4 regular dudes, put them in actual costumes.
Yes.
Make them shorter than April, because that's where they should be, and set the movie like that. And Splinter, guys, Splinter's a rat, not, I don't even know, like a wombat or something. I don't know what Splinter was in the movie. He was like a naked mole rat. He's a regular street rat.
Yes.
You know, it looked terrible. And Lawrence Fishburne as the voice, that's cute.
For me, I know I got excited and everything. I mean, the thing with Turtles is it's like some people with Transformers, for instance. That's what they kind of grew up with throughout their entire life. So that thing, I guess I can't think of my word here.
Thing. It couldn't either.
Yeah. You don't want to say anything bad about it. Like for you, Dragon Ball, for instance.
Dude, I'll trash talk evolution all you want.
For me, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles can't do any wrong, I guess, because it's something near and dear to my heart.
Dude, I grew up watching that show.
No, I know. There
are
problems.
I had the Donatello Dracula figure at home, you know?
Oh, no, I did too. You had the van that they traveled.
Trust me, I'm a huge TNT fan.
I had my things I didn't like about it too eventually.
But you didn't feel they slaughtered it?
Yes and no. I do agree. The turtles shouldn't be 10 feet tall.
They don't even look like turtles.
I know. I totally agree they could have done the suits. And the mouths even move and everything too. I mean, the suits were perfectly fine. And the whole shredder with all the knives kind of thing.
I don't even know what that was.
I did enjoy that he can bring them all back to him because they're all magnetized. That was pretty neat.
There was a little intimacy part of
what I did like about it was the way the turtles, I guess, spoke. Because you had Mikey as this kind of still young kid, kind of having fun, has his crush on April. Donnie was the smart guy. You had Leo as the leader and Raph as the solo guy.
Yeah.
So yes, I like that. I like the whole fact that Splinter with the martial arts thing. The parts I didn't like were, yes, they were giant, and 2, how we find out how the turtles become mutants. They were experimented on. When the storyline and everything we've always known for turtles is ooze went through the drain, and the turtles were in the sewer. And that's where they became Mutant Ninja Turtles. So what I'm loving, though, about this sequel is they're bringing in things from our past.
Here's where they messed up. 2 should have been 1, 1 should have been 2. In the sequel, they're introducing Baxter Stockman. Fantastic. I want to see Baxter Stockman too. He was great. The old Mousers, awesome. Mm-hmm. That should have been the first villain. You don't bring out the head honcho for the first villain of the movie, you know? If you're going to make a series of the Turtles, let's do it. But let's do it correctly. Let's not do it just to make money. Because it's just not going to work. That's where Singer messed up with the X-Men. He could have made a lot of money, and he could have made a great series of movies. Mm-hmm. But he just wanted to put it out there. Didn't care if it looked like crap or not. Just because he put chocolate on it doesn't mean it's going to taste great. It's still going to taste bad.
My whole thing is the reason why we're talking about how bad things happen in the Turtles movie is because of Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon is like running the show when it comes to these Turtle movies. Mm-hmm. I don't think they know what they're doing. That's my problem.
It could be a lot of influence on the cartoon. You're absolutely right. It could be.
Mm-hmm. Because they wanted originally that the Turtles were aliens from space.
Yes.
Where would that have made sense?
It made no sense. It made no sense.
They're called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not Teenage Alien Ninja Turtles. So, but, yeah.
Do you know anything about Out of Shadow? Because I really don't. All I know is that the villain's going to be Baxter Stockman, and that's it.
What I'm really excited for is, like I said, it's bringing back some of the...
Oh, and Casey Jones. That's the cool part too.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I totally forgot about that. What were the two villains? The Rhino and
Bebop and Rocksteady.
yeah, those were guys from the late '80s, early '90s.
Is Shredder in this movie?
I don't know.
Already messed up because Shredder's the one that created Bebop and Rocksteady.
I understand that, but those were two characters that were hilarious in the cartoons,
Of course.
and they're bringing them. And then where at the end of the cartoon, at the end of the movie, how I told you they had the van, that was great because that's something from the cartoon also.
Yeah.
You never saw the van in the '90s movies that we idolize.
No, you didn't.
So bringing the van in, that was kind of interesting. Maybe they'll have the helicopter like they did.
The blimp?
Yeah,
Oh, the blimp was cool.
that'd be awesome. But yes, let's get to the Casey Jones thing because Casey Jones is
Here is the only reason why I'm watching this movie on DVD only. I'm not even gonna waste my money on Blu-ray. Casey Jones is the only reason why I'm gonna watch this movie.
most underrated character ever in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It's only because who's playing him. I'm a huge fan of Steve Amell.
We all are.
Huge fan of this guy. And actually, I was talking to my friend on Facebook, and she mentioned something to me that made me be like, that's why I like him. He has a lot of acting skills of Tom Cruise.
Okay.
He reminds me of a young Tom Cruise. I think that's why I like the guy so much.
Can we just say we're like right now the little little giddy schoolgirls. Stephen Amell, oh my God!
No, hey, I'm okay with that.
Put on our little pink dresses and be like, "Hi, Stephen."
If he wants to come on the show, I'll interview the crap out of him. It's okay. Yeah, Steve, seat right here for you.
He is. He's one of those actors that he even says he kind of came out of the blue.
Yeah.
And what makes him so great in everything he does is he's a huge fan of things. He has gone off record and said, growing up in Canada, when he was a little kid, him and his friends, when those '90s movies came out, bam, right in theaters, watched them, then went and pigged out on cheese pizza, just like the Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
So for him to play Casey Jones as the best way to get actors is when they're huge fans of something and they put their heart and soul into it. And I'm going to love watching him play Casey Jones. And then I actually don't have a problem with Megan Fox as April O'Neil.
You know what? I gotta agree. I really could care.
I had a problem when I first heard it when the first Turtles movie came out, because I'm not the biggest Megan Fox fan.
She can't act, but you know what? Anybody can pull off April O'Neil. Anybody.
And I give him props because her whole relationship with Michael Bay, the director, split in Transformers. That's why we didn't see her in the third one when we were supposed to. And then that's why I got nervous. You cast her as April O'Neil when her and Michael Bay can't get along, and they pulled it out.
Of course.
So, but what do you give Turtles movie?
I'll watch Turtles more than I would watch X-Men.
Yeah.
But not by much.
I'm giving.
So let's give it a 4.
I'm giving it a 7.
7.
7.
See, I told you opposite ends on this one.
I'm just excited.
All right, so we have 4 movies left for this year on comic movies.
Yep.
Let's fly through them because I get another topic we're going to talk about after.
Okay.
So August 5th, we got the Suicide Squad.
We know your opinion on this movie.
It's the same opinion as in Deadpool was. It's like this guy's coming up. The only way they can make this movie any good, if it has anything to do with Arkham Asylum, that animated movie. We saw.
Assault on Arkham.
Yeah. If it's anything to do like that kind of storyline, where Batman does kind of show up once in a while, to be like, oh, this is Batman, let's root for him. But here's the Suicide Squad on some insane mission.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a bunch of super villains. That's what it is. I mean, you'll have Joker, you'll have Deadshot,
Harley
Quinn, probably Captain Boomerang's in there.
I think Boomerang's in there, and I think
the rumor is Jesse Eisenberg's going to be in there as Lex Luthor.
I think it's not Killer Shark.
Oh, Killer Croc.
Yeah, Killer Croc. Yeah, it's gonna be in it too.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited to see it just because it's something different, and to see can Will Smith pull this character of Deadshot off.
The only reason I would watch it is because of Deadpool. Or not, but Will Smith.
Yeah.
Because Will Smith is just,
I don't see him making big bucks.
No.
But what I'm hoping is, if the rumors are true with Jesse Eisenberg being in the movie also as a small role playing Lex Luthor, is I'm wondering if it's going to tie in to this DC world that we're seeing with Dawn of Justice.
If they tied in, the movie just got saved.
Yep.
That's the only way they can save this movie is they tie it in to the Batman
And that's
universe.
why I'm wondering if it will be, because if he's going to be in it. So
It's a good thought. Never thought of that.
I give it a 5.
Yeah.
I really can't. It's right there. I can't say yes or no. I'm not rushing out to see it, but
I like Jared Leto. I think he's a good actor. I think he's a fantastic singer.
oh, just
But his Joker, I'm not feeling.
it's like some drugged up Joker kind of.
Yeah.
It kind of actually reminds me of the Joker in the video game, the not Insidious, but where the villains become heroes and the heroes become villains.
Oh, Injustice.
Injustice. He kind of looks like that scrawny Joker that you can flick around with a finger.
Right, yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about it, though. It's too much going on,
Yeah.
you know?
The only way it's going to save it, I think, is Will Smith is either going to save it because people are such big fans of him, or if it ties into Dawn of Justice.
And I've seen Harley Quinn in these trailers. Not digging her. She's not crazy enough for me.
Yep.
Harley Quinn is crazy. I want to see a crazy Harley Quinn. And she just does not look crazy.
I want to see the backstory of Harley Quinn, though, because she's a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
That's where it gets me. Harley Quinn, why she's so nuts. She's a psychiatrist.
Yeah. But anyways, August 5th is Suicide Squad. October 7th, we have Gambit,
Which
honestly, I would see the Turtles way before I would see Gambit.
now, before we get into this even more real quickly, when did you say it was?
October 7th.
No, it's not anymore. It just got posted today that this movie has now been pushed back till 2017.
Really?
They are just now going to start filming
Ooh.
in March.
Ooh.
So this movie has now gotten delayed again.
So we need to talk about it at all.
No.
Oh, fantastic.
That's why I'm like, don't even bother getting into it.
Let's skip it.
All we know is your favorite actor of all time, Channing Tatum, is in it.
We'll skip that to one of the best movies that I am so excited to see. It's November 4th. We're talking about Stephen Strange, Doctor Strange.
The Doctor.
The Doctor.
Which we got our first glimpse of Doctor Strange in Captain America Winter Soldier. They mention him in that movie.
Yeah, they did. My ears perked up like a Doberman when I heard Stephen Strange. I was like, yes!
I kind of really wanted to see maybe a little bit of him in Civil War, but I don't think we're getting it.
No, he won't be in it, no. No, we're going to see, the first time we're going to see him is November 4th. That's the first time we're going to see him.
Yeah.
He might get mentioned in Civil War, but he is not going to be in it.
See, my thing is, I'm really hoping with this Marvel and Sony thing where they're sharing Spider-Man, that maybe we could see some Doctor Strange in some Spider-Man, because he kind of does some things with Spider-Man also on the side.
Doctor Strange does a lot with everybody.
Yeah.
That's why he's such a diverse character. That's why I love it. I mean, he's done stuff with the Avengers. He's done stuff with Spider-Man. He's done stuff with even like solo stuff with like Iron Fist. So we may even that'd be so great. You saw him on the Netflix series. Ooh, that'd be nice. That'd be a good time between the movies and the Netflix series.
Yeah, I mean, in those series, we all, like in the Jessica Jones one, for instance, they show in the opening scene, like the intro to it, you see in the background Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
So I mean, it'd be awesome if they did. Who knows if they will? If they did, it won't be till probably another 2 or 3 years when the Defenders series comes out.
Maybe see it sooner. How excited about the main character though, being Doctor Strange?
I wanted to say before we got into this, this is down your alley.
Okay.
I know almost nothing about Doctor Strange, except for like the '90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Right.
I know how excited you are.
Yeah, I was excited.
You bought my comic.
Benedict Cumberbatch is such a great actor, and he's gonna nail this part. It wasn't saying that Joaquin Phoenix was gonna play Doctor Strange. I was excited about that too, but I'm glad Benedict Cumberbatch is gonna be it.
Yeah.
He's got more of the Doctor Strange.
I know who. Obviously, I know who he is. I've seen not seen a lot of his movies, but I know of different things because I think he even has British. He's British.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He was
I don't know if Doctor Strange's character is British, but that would help.
It would help, and I think he kind of is.
He kind of has the look, I think.
Yeah, but he did the Sherlock show on BBC.
Yep.
So.
But that's where I get is I always say you have to get an actor or actress that has the look.
Gotta have the look.
And he, from what I've seen on set, the pictures, looks like the anime Doctor Strange.
Nailed it. He nailed it. I saw a picture of a fan art of Joaquin Phoenix. Didn't look it.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's a great actor, but Cover Patch, he's got it down.
So I can guess we're gonna say this is a 10 for you.
It's like an 8. I would definitely see this.
Mine's a 5 because, like I said, I don't know much, but it's in the Marvel universe, and I am a Marvel guy.
Yes. And I'm hoping, we'll see a little Avengers in the movie too. Doctor Strange, yeah.
Could he maybe pop up during Infinity Wars? He's got that enchanted magic to go up against Thanos.
I've heard actually he already has a stone, so he could actually.
Yeah, I think we're missing 2 more stones.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a stone.
It would be neat to see him have a stone, but I kind of think we're going to see the next stone in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then the last one in Thor: Ragnarok.
You think so?
Yeah, but it'd be awesome for Strange. He's the perfect one to have a stone because he throws it in other dimensions.
I think Doctor Strange is gonna have a stone. I don't think you're gonna see it in Thor.
Do you think we're gonna see more than just Strange in Infinity Wars? We're gonna see kind of like the Civil War cast in Infinity Wars.
I think you're gonna see. Actually, I think you're gonna see a team up of Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers kind of teaming up for the Infinity Wars.
I know we don't like getting off topic here, but that's my thing. I think we're going to have in Infinity Wars Part 1, the regular Avengers, and they're going to get beaten by Thanos. And then in Part 2, everybody from every Marvel movie is coming together for that one last scene to take on Thanos.
I think so. I think you're going to see the Guardians hook up with the Avengers.
Dude, that movie is going to be like $3 billion.
It's going to be if it's done right, it's going to be a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it.
So I think we have one more left on the topic there.
Got one more left, man. Coming out November 11th, which is really surprising. Did you get a new date for it?
Yes, I did. That's why I'm like, yeah, we can talk about some other stuff real quick because
what do you have for
this
date?
movie has now been postponed again. I don't know the new date, but they said, Sony said because of the whole Andrew Garfield thing and now they're redoing Spider-Man, they want to push back Sinister Six to another year. Plus then with the whole, they want to see how Marvel goes with their new Spider-Man.
Of course they do.
So
why wouldn't they?
So instead of being the end of the year this year, having Sinister Six. But what I was going to get at is where you think it's going to be a different Spider-Man, the Miles. They were talking about how Sinister Six could see in there. We won't really see Spider-Man. And if we do, though, it'll be just a scene where they kill Spider-Man. Because that is the Sinister Six's thing, is they want to destroy Spider-Man.
Right.
And that's where it got me thinking, maybe that's where we see then this new Spider-Man is in the Sinister
So we
Six.
dropped from 9 movies to 7 movies?
Yeah.
Whew. That's no good.
Yeah, but it's just Sinister Six and Gambit. Whoop-de-doo.
But still.
If Gambit came out, I'd probably have it as at a 5.
I'd probably still watch it on 17 anyways.
Sinister Six, I'd probably put a 6. Not just because it's Sinister Six, but I was kind of excited at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. But my reason for hating it is because I'm hating Sony because I think getting rid of Andrew Garfield is the dumbest thing ever. Andrew Garfield, you had me. I didn't want to see the first Amazing Spider-Man because I was such a Tobey Maguire fan on the first 3. And you're telling me, you need to watch this. It's amazing. He plays a great Spider-Man. Yeah. And the story was great with him. The whole first one, he's still in high school, which was great. And I watched it, and I'm like, oh, my God. This is something special.
It is. It was.
Yes, number 2 wasn't that great. They could have gone a totally different way. They didn't even have to have, what's his face?
Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, his character.
Electro.
They didn't need him. They could have done the whole Harry Osborn thing.
The reason why I didn't like number 2 was because of Electro. I like the classic Electro with the yellow and green outfit,
Yeah, where he's...
and he had a blue face. I'm not sure why they decided to put him with a blue face.
It was more about Harry Osborn becoming Green Goblin.
Of course it was.
And that's where I was saying it would have made sense just to do that. And why I got excited about Sinister Six is because when you see him in that laboratory and then the door is opening and you see all the uniforms from the Sinister Six, that's what got me excited. And Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, great. This movie would have turned out amazing.
It would
And
have.
Sony shot themselves in the foot by saying, no, we're good. Let's reboot. And it's not even like you're rebooting five or 10 years down the road when people forget about it. You're rebooting it when literally Amazing Spider-Man came out only a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
It's the dumbest thing ever in movies. Why get rid of something that was amazing, not just because it's called Amazing Spider-Man?
You want to know why? Here are 2 words for you why they do that. You ready? Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they do that kind of stuff. Green Lantern came out, amazing comic book movie. That is how you adapt a new character to the home of anybody. Green Lantern was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Reynolds nailed Hal Jordan down perfectly. Why stop that? Keep going with the sequel. Sure, the bad guy in the first one, everyone had a huge issue. The main issue was the bad guy. A giant cloud. Okay, fine, that's an issue. Whatever, get over it. The point is that they introduced Celestro at the end. How cool would it have been to see Ryan Reynolds in Green Lantern 2 with Celestro as the enemy?
Mm-hmm.
The whole first movie built up to an awesome sequel. That's what it's been about.
And
But they didn't.
Could eventually tie it into Dawn of Justice, too.
They probably could have.
But it's where we got onto with the wrestling thing, the casual wrestling fan.
Yeah.
This is your casual comic book fan.
Yeah.
Where maybe that's the thing. People hated Amazing Spider-Man 2, so Sony's like, well, we got to do something different now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but we got a few minutes here left, and let's just say we had set aside, obviously, we were going to have a special guest
We
today.
had plans today.
But they fell through, and I had some rapid-fire questions to ask him. So why don't we ask you?
Ooh, this is exciting.
Because you know my answers to these questions.
Of course.
I talk about them all the time. But let's dig into your mind, because you know, I'll say right now, you know more than I do about the whole comic book genre. So let's dig into your mind real quick with this final couple minutes.
Okay.
So the first one would have been Marvel or DC?
DC.
Why?
Why? I enjoy the characters a lot more.
Okay.
They're more in depth. They're a little more darker than, Marvel stuff. And I enjoy the dark deepness of the Batman comics of even Superman. I'm not a huge fan of Superman, but when Action Comics first came out with him, they had what in-depth stuff. The storylines were more intense for me.
Yeah. Who are you choosing as your favorite character then in DC?
In DC,
All-time favorite?
all-time favorite. I have to think about this because I have no idea. There's so many great ones out there. But I'd probably say Nightwing.
Yeah.
It's probably my ultimate
See,
favorite.
this is where the rapid fire is great because you've got to just.
Yeah,
Just like
I would
that.
say Nightwing is probably my favorite character.
You're cosplaying as Nightwing?
I'm definitely going to cosplay as Nightwing. I'll come on the show in my cosplay outfit.
Speaking of Comic-Con then, you got 3 choices, and you can only choose one to go to. Are you going to New York, Montreal, or San Diego? For
San
Comic-
Diego. Same by far.
Any reason?
It's the biggest one. And the weather's really nice.
Same here. that's the only reason I'm going to San Diego. I'm like, let's see, Comic-Con in New York and Montreal towards the end of the year. Where am I going? But we would have had more. I couldn't figure out some more to say, but maybe when we have our special
my rapid
guest
fire
on.
answer, you should have rapid fire questions.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Because we're running out of time, unfortunately, today.
Or what?
So, just like on every episode, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you. It was a great 2015 for him and I. We love doing this, and it's because of you out there watching us and giving us feedback why every other week we can come here and do what we love to do, and that's talk about anything.
Anything, everything.
Anything and everything. So just remember, visit our Facebook page at Legends of the Nerds. We
Hoping to have new content on there soon.
Exactly. We hope you like and follow our page. Also, don't forget, you can subscribe to our YouTube page at Legend of the Nerds and watch every single episode from last year and soon to be now this year. Don't forget, you can follow this one over here on his Twitter page, Krillin Man.
On our Twitter page.
Our Twitter page.
Legend Nerds Twitter
Yeah,
page.
at Krillin Man.
Because we do have lackeys that do some of that stuff too.
Exactly. And next time on the show, we will talk a little bit more wrestling because it is the Royal Rumble, one of our all-time favorite pay-per-views to watch.
Yes.
So we hope you join us next time as we all become Legend of Nerds. And remember, stay nerdy.